No matter what the Packers did last night, they couldn't avoid the onslaught of the 49ers. Damn it, I knew this was going to happen. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We see the 49ers struggle with the Cardinals, lose to the Seahawks, struggle with the Cardinals. I thought maybe they had peaked too soon. They peaked last night. They stuck it to the Green Bay Packers, who should never play another game in California ever again.
Well, for the second time in California, they played the same defensive scheme, right? The Chargers played the same thing the 49ers do, except the 49ers are more talented. I think I took the 49ers 3-game stretch of that little low, first off, of one of the all-time showings by a great defensive player in Jadeveon Clowney, and a great game just by the Seahawks in general. And you're right, they stumbled a little against the Cardinals, but hey, we can't forget, great teams always go through a little period of not so great football. I mean, even the greatest of all time. I mean, we can go back to a number of teams and look at it. So I just think they hit a little lull, and of course they were playing a team, I think, in Kyler Murray and company, who were a good matchup, but nonetheless, they were dominant last night. And I just think, to me, my first thing would be, hey, the Packers are good, but they're not ready for big boy football. They're really not. I don't think they're in the class of them, the Saints, them as in the 49ers, the Saints, right? Who else am I missing there? I'm missing another team there.
Seattle, Minnesota.
Seattle. Those three, I think they separate themselves in the NFC. I just think they're so big and physical up front, and that's really an issue for the Green Bay Packers, as you saw last night. I mean, they were steamrolled on both sides of the ball. Their defense actually played about as good as we've seen this year. But regardless, they couldn't protect Rodgers. They couldn't run the ball, and the 49ers seemed to be back rolling the way they were a few weeks ago.
And it was one of those nights where Jimmy Garoppolo did not have to do much. He threw 20 passes, completed 14, 253 yards, 145.8 passer rating, but he didn't have to make a clutch play. It was a suffocation from the outset.
It was.
It can't be a suffocation for 3 postseason games. At some point, he's going to have to make a play in the playoffs. It's not going to be as easy as it was last night. George Kittle coming back from missing 2 games with knee and ankle injury, 6 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. It was the 3rd highest receiving output for a game in his career. But the Packers just got shut down. They only scored 8 points, 2.83 yards per play, 1 of 15 on 3rd down. Aaron Rodgers had 104 yards for the entire game. It just was not good enough by the Green Bay Packers. It wasn't even close to being good enough.
No. Well, first thing I want to hit on your point with the 49ers. Again, he had 14 completions for 253 yards, though. And, a lot of that is Shanahan. There's no doubt. I mean, that's a great play design on the George Kittle post, right? The little corner post off the bootleg. Very creative. So, him being back healthy, shows what they're capable of in the pass game. We see another well-designed pass play for Deebo Samuel on a drop-back pass, right? He hits him in stride. He can make a play, goes up the sideline. So they're very talented. And I think when they're completely healthy on the offensive side of the ball, especially, and really once they get Joe Staley back, I don't know if they're ever going to really have to depend on Jimmy Garoppolo the way we think they might, to where it's never just going to be totally on him. But to your point,
but at some point it is on him.
Yeah,
I get it. At some point, he's going to have to make a play.
Okay, well,
like that game 2 weeks ago on a Monday night. If he makes a throw here or there in that last drive, they get into field goal range and they win instead of the Seahawks, and they're undefeated.
I get you, but he made some throws in that game too. You can't forget they dropped the 3rd down throw that was going in to score. I mean, they might score right there, but instead they have to kick a field goal to make it 21-all. He did do some good things in that game too, but back to your point, your second point with the Packers. That is real. I mean, I think the one thing we can't get fooled with the Packers is how many games they've kind of won and didn't look that great, right? To me, that's one of the things. I mean, the Carolina game, we can go back and look at that, and I would go, if we said who won the majority of the plays of that game, I would go, Carolina probably did. We know the Chargers beat them. The Chiefs outplayed them. As you've heard me say a million times, Aaron Rodgers just made some plays in that game because their defense isn't talented enough to really suffocate him, that won the game for them. The Raiders, they never stopped the Raiders that day. Remember? Josh Jacobs fumbled on the 1-yard line. Derek Carr fumbled on the 1-yard line. So there's been concerning moments. The Detroit Lion game on what was that?
Monday night. The Trey Flowers plays.
Right, again. So, I don't want to say they're fraudulent. I can't say that word today. It's the second time I butchered that.
It's the second time. Once it was off air, and I said it's fraudulent.
I know.
And you still go fraudulent again.
Yeah, it's in my brain.
When in doubt, pick a different word.
Okay, well.
Counterfeit.
So
fake, phony.
They're good. I just don't think they're in the cream of the crop. To me, the cream of the crop in the NFL right now is the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Saints, the Ravens, the Patriots. I think those 5 stand alone, and then there's a lot of teams, nipping at their heels and trying to get into that conversation.
Here's Matt LaFleur, coach of the Green Bay Packers, in his ugliest loss during his first season with the team. Very simple message for the Packers after the game.
We got out-coached and we got outplayed, and we've got to man up. We got to look at ourselves critically and get a lot of stuff corrected. And we got to be honest with ourselves. But it wasn't nearly good enough.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.